Hey, it's me. So, last video I did was me retiring from Code Blue. Things have happened since, so quick update and looking back at 2022 for me. I know we still have a month to go, but I just finished a big event for myself that I had set for this year, so I figured any time would be a good time as now. After I retired from Code Blue, I presented at AV Tokyo, and after AV Tokyo, I was worn out. I was post con down hit me hard, or I was demotivated. I also injured the bottom of my feet, so my plantar fascia. I guess that's a thing, but couldn't do any running or walking for significant distance that I wanted to do, but I couldn't do that because my after 20 minutes or 30 minutes, my feet will hurt so bad that I just couldn't move anymore for the day, and that was just really it was a downer. But I knew I had a big event that I had planned for myself coming up. Initially, I didn't plan to enter this race, but my schedule opened up. So a couple months back, I signed up for it. It's my first timed race. So all the other events that I've done so far are not timed events. They will give you a goal time, but you're not ranked. You're not timed officially fully. But this was a timed race with ranking. So yeah, I just finished that this weekend. The event was called Gekizaka Saisokuo, which means extreme hill climb, fastest king of the hill kind of race. And it's basically 13.5 kilometers, so 8.3 miles of uphill on a 7% to 10% incline. There's a little bit of a flat spot after the 10K line of about a mile or a kilo and a half, and then it's another 2 kilometers uphill. And yeah, I didn't get to practice a lot enough for it. I didn't, when me and my buddies decided, I first signed up, and then I told my friends about it, and I challenged Nori, the guy who climbed Mount Fuji with me, to sign up with them, and then my other friends Teruemi, Sokun, and Ayumi-san all signed up to be part of this event. And so given the fact that I was the first one, suggesting we enter this race, there was no backing down for me. And but I felt woefully unprepared for this race, and I was. And so we showed up, and everybody's like dead serious mode. They're all like in full gear, running gear, and they all have these, the marathon runner legs, the skinny with the springy calves, and me and Nori are standing out like the rugby team showed up on track and field, because like we both are big guys in Japan, and my legs, they're not skinny and springy, they're like steam locomotive engines, or two rockets underneath my torso. So it was yeah. I'm not self-conscious a lot, but this was different because you have to understand this race is a very famous race here in Japan, and people who compete on the national level or international level, like show up, like the sky running champion of Japan or the world showed up as a runner this year, and the universities who compete in the annual Ekiden use this race as part of a practice race or a selection process for their team members. So everybody's pretty serious, and the six of us just goofballs just kind of showed up. It's like, hey, we heard there was a fun thing happening, just we stood out a bit, but it was fun. It was a wave start, so if you have never entered a race or whatnot, a wave start is where they take all the entry participants and they break them up in groups, and usually the fast people go ahead and then the slower ones start. So we were on toward the latter half, fourth wave and fifth wave. I think there were 6-7 waves in total. So they starting off, and we're looking at them, and I'm sitting there going, these guys are running faster this hill up than I run on flatlands. So I'm just like, oh shit, this is gonna suck. And so we start, And yeah, first, I'm going up this hill and my lungs were like chugging for air. My legs are screaming, going, "What the fuck did we sign up for? Like, what did Kentaro decide to do against us again?" And and I'm like, "Oh man, I hope I'm close to 8 Station 1 by now," which was like 4.3 kilometers ahead. And I look at my watch and I'm like 2.5K in, so about a mile and a half, and I'm like, shit, I got still 13 or 11 more to go, and like despair and everything just hits me at that point of like, there's no way I'm gonna finish this. They had a cutoff time for 3 hours, so if you couldn't make it in 3 hours going uphill, which is a really relatively slow pace, I guess, but that's a cutoff time. I had set my goal time for 2.5 hours. I wanted to finish climbing it in 2.5 hours. If I could do that, I would be happy. But first couple miles in or kilometers in, I'm just like, there's no way I'm gonna finish this thing because I'm already screaming for air. My legs are hating me already. I hit 8 Station 1, and I'm like, fuck. Go another 2Ks, around 6-7K. And I'm just like, okay, change of plan. I'm just gonna walk, and because my legs were gone, they were like, and it was also really hot that day, and whatnot. So, I'm just like, I'm gonna try to recover my legs so I have enough steam toward the latter half so I can catch up on my time. So I'm going up the hill. 7-8K in, I get super hungry. I've clearly run out of energy or fuel in my body, so I ransacked through my backpack that I was carrying, and I found a gel in it, so I popped an energy gel that recovered me a bit. And then around 8-9K ish, I knew I crossed the point of no return, or like the halfway mark. I was like, okay, from here I'm gonna walk. So I decided to run for 5 minutes, walk it off for a minute, run another 5 minutes, and walk it off. And I'm looking at my watch, and it's giving me an ETA of 2 hours and 54 minutes. So I have like 6 minutes till the cutoff time. I'm like, fuck, way too slow. And I keep doing this, and I struggle through until like I hit the around 10K in or 11K in, right before the last 8 station at 11.3 kilometers, I think. I look at my watch and it says ETA 2 hours and 35 minutes. So I made up some time, and I'm like, fuck, if I can shave 5 more minutes off in the last 3 kilometers, I guess 2 miles, I can hit my goal time. But my legs are cramping up at this point, and the third 8 station is empty. They cleaned it out because we were so slow that there was nothing there. There was a guy running in front of me who hit the empty 8 station, and he lets out this growl going, "Oh fuck," and he just kind of stops and he broke down at that point. I don't know if he finished or not. So I passed by him. I go up this last hill, and there's this gate, and they got the tape for me, and I'm like, fuck. And I go through the tape. I look at my watch. My watch says 2 hours and I think 32 minutes or something. I'm like, fuck, I missed my cutoff, my goal time that I set for myself by 2 minutes. And then they give us our official time, and my official time is 2 hours, 29 minutes, 53 seconds. So I hit my goal time with 7 seconds to go. And I was happy about that. I was like, fuck, I made it, and my strategy worked out. So, but my legs hated me, and I was worn out. I was, and that's the thing I always find interesting in these kind of events. There's a point where you're excited at the beginning or afraid at the beginning. You hit this moment of despair where you just go like, there's no way, and then you just kind of give up. And then that's when I always switch on my mantra of, I'm gonna fall forward. Falling forward is better than falling backwards. So I'm telling myself, fall forward, and that's the last 2K or of this race too. It's the same for the 100K I did. The last 10 kilometers or so, I was just like fall forward. And yeah, I could have taken the safe route of entering in a 5K, then a 10K, half marathon, full marathon, and work my way up to something significant like this. But diving into the deep end is the way I live my life a lot of times. So, I jumped in, brought my friends along, and all of us at the beginning was like, they were like, why the fuck did you sign up for this? And I'm like, well, yeah, I don't know. It looked like fun. I didn't know it was this serious. And we were all just like, oh, fuck. But everybody finished on time. Nobody got injured. So, you know, it was a fun time for us. And that was a big event that I had planned for this year. So, you know, I have nothing really big planned for December. I'm just going to take it easy. Looking back at 2022, it was a interesting year. I learned a lot. You know, I had a lot of firsts for me. You know, January, my first ever ShmooCon presentation, you know. And then I did a 100K event in May, climbed Mount Fuji in July. And then I, you know, presented first at AV Tokyo in October. So a lot of firsts. And I learned a lot about myself. It also humbled me a lot. And it's been a great teacher year for me, I guess. I'm super happy about, you know, the 100K, the Mount Fuji climb, the Hacker Grand Slam, as I like to call it. I did ShmooCon, DEF CON RF Village panel, and then AV Tokyo about war driving. So those are my 3 favorite conferences. So, you know, I'm super happy that I got to do the HackerCon Grand Slam. And, you know, aside from all the hacking and whatnot that I do, you know, the outdoor events that I entered in this year, all super humbling, and I learned a lot from them. And I have nothing planned for 2023 yet. You know, events are starting to open up their sign-ups, so I'm looking to find something interesting to do next year, but I haven't decided anything on yet. The whole Twitter Mastodon, I'm still gonna not close, but I won't be posting on my Twitter starting sometime next year. Just because it's just more noise. I'll be in what old timers would call raw mode, read-only mode. But I won't be answering any tweets. I won't be answering any DMs. But I want to keep the account, but you know, I don't plan to post anything on it. Maybe something, unless something significant comes up. But you know, it will be far less than what I've been doing so far. I'm not on any Mastodon instance. I don't plan to be on any of them. If any account has my name on it, that's not me, because I don't have any Mastodon accounts. I will keep my Instagram. I know it's meta and it's evil, but I enjoy the platform. But it won't be all hacking. It will be more life stuff, you know, soda pop images, me walking, me hanging out with my friends, once in a while some hacky stuff. But so next year I don't plan to have any talks, so it'll be a slow year for me, but I'll be enjoying that. So next year it's going to be focusing on myself a little bit more. But yeah, I mean, I hope to do these videos more. I mean, I like doing these as catch-up ways of telling people what I've been up to. So if anything 2020 taught me this year, it would be that, you know, knowing is one thing, but experiencing is a whole nother thing. So go out and experience life, you know, go do things that you didn't think you could do, or, you know, that you thought might be for somebody else. You know, you'll learn a lot, and some of it you might actually enjoy. Trust me, the first hour I was waiting for my group to start at this race, I didn't want to be there. I literally was just about to walk it off. But my friends were there, and they were like, "You signed up," and I'm like, "Good point." So, and that's what I appreciate about them, you know. You know, so. But yeah, I mean, it was great seeing everybody at all the various conferences again. You know, it's always nice to see old friends at these places, and you know, the experience. That's what counts, you know. And I'm looking forward to more experiences next year. So, but I also looking forward to maybe slow down a bit and focus on myself. So I know Thanksgiving and the holidays are coming up, and these are not always the great years for many people. It could be hard, it could be difficult with everything going on. It's okay to feel shitty. It's okay to not feel motivated all the time. Just go with the flow. And I don't know, but I like to fall forward than fall backwards. So maybe that will help you. Stay safe, and I'll catch you next year.